I think that there are churches all over the world that have gathered for thousands of years with a much greater risk than this virus is. And if there was a purpose and a reason for them to gather, even in the days of Christ, then has that changed?
Now, what do you think about those that say the church should be open?
We begin with breaking news tonight because the death toll from the pandemic continues to rise.
And the number one priority from our standpoint is the health and safety of the American people.
Church choirs silenced. Singing has been banned at all church services in California.
But we begin tonight with the growing concern as the toll from that deadly coronavirus now grows.
Nearly every state in the country has now been declared a public health disaster zone.
Well, guys, hey, I want to get together and, everything's crazy in this world. We got Easter around the corner. We've got to think through three things. One is this weekend. And I do think we have services this weekend. I also want us to then talk about how do we creatively continue to connect with people.
As soon as the government told us, hey, we're going to shut everything down, I had several concerns. One, of course, is this church has been here for 41 years, and how do we continue to do what God's called us to do?
We all know Americans are waking up to a new reality right now. The CDC came out with new recommendations last night advising against holding gatherings of more than 50 people for at least the next 8 weeks.
How do we continue to preach the gospel? How do we continue to see people get baptized? How do we continue to love on the hurting?
Have a blessed day.
And then I also thought about the responsibility that God's given Potential Church for the staff and the team that is there. Do we continue to support them?
Millions more Americans have filed unemployment claims because of the coronavirus. In Florida alone, nearly 600,000 people have applied for benefits since March 15th.
And so that's where I kind of started, is just how do we continue to be the church?
Based on your confession of faith, it is my honor and privilege to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Go ahead and dunk yourselves.
And so whether that be a service on the weekend, whether that be Bible studies, whether that be devotions, we were creating tons of content. We wanted to do it, as well as we could. And then we gave hope. The only hope is Christ. That's what we've always preached and still believe. First time we did that song was, I can't remember, we had been probably 3-4 weeks maybe out of meeting together, and they had put pictures of the congregation on the chairs at Cooper where we were teaching online. I had missed meeting together, but as I looked at all those faces, I felt a sense of loss for the community.
You know how special it is to be part of a community. And how thankful I am that in 2020, while we can't all be in the same room at this time, is that we can be gathered together literally around the world and remember the great price that Jesus paid so that we could have the relationship that we do as believers.
That's the power of Christ working through the local church, which is his people. And so that's why when I think about us not gathering or us giving in to fear, that's the danger. Because what we're talking about is real. My kids are real. My grandchild is real. And they're growing up in a home because the kind of home that they're growing up in, the kind of love that they're experiencing is because of the local church and who Christ is.